Powerful, powerful. Yeah, will bring a lot of improvements in Africa in general, as you say. To be honest, I never thought before about what you said of the black market, but it's totally true because if you have this free transaction, this free movement of the money, uh, the price will be put it by the market and will be will take down a lot of problems of the national economy. And I think this problem happens in many countries of Africa, or as you said, in the global south. It's starting to happen in Mexico right now, for example, because it's bringing a lot of dollars from the outside. So
Absolutely.
it's a big solution. So, what are the most common use cases of Bitcoin among African entrepreneurs in your experience?
Sure. First of all, it's a great store of value. So instead of moving any of your personal savings or your company's treasuries into local currency or dollars, moving it into Bitcoin is smart for the long term. It's a great medium of exchange, like I had already kind of explained. Without any trusted third parties, you're able to meet with that party and settle a transaction almost instantly and at a very low cost. And then Bitcoin has a development layer, so there are kind of educational initiatives like Kala, and so they are a group that I think they're on their second cohort of students now, but they're teaching technical Bitcoin. They're teaching developers and programmers to develop on Bitcoin. And so, we'll see that we'll see larger marketplaces for Bitcoin. So, right now you have apps like Bitrefill, which allow you to buy Ethio Telecom credit
Wow.
using your sats. So you can do that right now. There's two simple steps that you have to kind of fill out, but using your sats, you can buy telecom credit. And then of course, Bitcoin as a means of energy and mining. So those two are going to come hand in hand. So we'll see more development around that space.
Wow, I didn't know about this application. This is interesting. This is interesting. And do you know the cases of DAOs or something like this now in Africa?
No, I think right now what I'm looking at is things like Fediment, which Fedi is a company that's going to be taking advantage of this Fediment protocol, allowing for federated custody. So that'll allow entrusting your funds instead of doing it to a kind of an unknown third party. You could store funds with community leaders or guardians that you know and trust. So those type of kind of community engagements and new ways of taking custody, I think, are going to be interesting. They'll allow for some sort of voting amongst members or amongst the guardians, and so that's what I'm looking at. And I think generally there's going to be a lot of kind of uptick in businesses using Bitcoin. I know in South Africa, Pick and Pay, it's kind of like Mercado Libre or a Walmart
Mm,
or what have you, but they have more
like
than
Jumia.
1,600. I'm sorry.
Like Jumia.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
This is actually a physical store. So Pick
mm.
and Play, Pick and Pay, they have kind of grocery stores and retail stores all over
Ah,
South
okay.
Africa, more than 1,600, and they are now accepting Bitcoin. So there's also another project called btcmap.org, where hundreds of retailers across Africa have listed their services and their locations, and they are also accepting SATs. So I think we'll continue to have these kind of movements take place.